A very good morning to one and all gathered here. It gives me immense joy and pleasure to extend a heartfelt welcome to each one of you to SAMPRATHI-2025, the National Seminar on Climate Literacy and Environmental Governance, Empowering the Next Generation. This seminar is organized by the Department of Social Work, St. Aloysius deemed to be University, Mangaluru, in collaboration with the Karnataka JESUIT Higher Education Commission. It is a proud moment for all of us as this platform brings together brilliant minds, passionate activists, and committed learners to deliberate on one of the most urgent issues of our times, climate action, aligned with Sustainable Development Goal 13. Empowering the next generation with climate literacy is the most powerful investment we can make, for it shapes leaders who will protect life, justice, and the future of our planet. Keeping this in mind, we are gathered together for this seminar with the collective responsibility to envision and empower the next generation with the knowledge and governance needed to protect our planet. Every meaningful beginning is enriched when we seek the blessings of the Almighty. To invoke divine grace upon this day's proceedings, let us now begin with a prayer song. I request everyone to stand up. I request our student choir to kindly lead us to prayer. Kindly be seated. Thank you for that soulful invocation. Truly, with faith and gratitude, we are ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed privileged to have in our midst leaders, scholars, and visionaries who have dedicated themselves to education, research, and social transformation. Their presence here today adds immense value and inspiration to this seminar. At this moment, I request our staff convener, Dr. Gerald De Silva, to graciously escort the dignitaries to the dais. Mr. Vijay Morris, Trustee of CFAL and co-lead of the Amara Prakriti-Pragati Initiative, Mangaluru, our chief guest of the day. Reverend Father Praveen Martis SJ, our esteemed Vice Chancellor, St. Aloysius, deemed to be University, Mangaluru. Reverend Father Melvin Pinto SJ, Secretary, Karnataka Jesuit Higher Education Commission. Dr. Ronald Nazareth, Registrar of St. Aloysius, deemed to be University. Dr. Lovina Lobo, Director, Maffei Block, St. Aloysius, deemed to be University. Dr. Rosvira D'Souza, Dean, School of Arts and Humanities. Dr. Shweta Raskina, Head of the Department of Social Work. Dr. Gerald De Silva, Staff Convener of this seminar, and the Student Convener, Ms. Nirada Sheen. Let us welcome our dignitaries as they take their seats on the dais, setting the stage for a day of learning, dialogue, and inspiration.
To set the tone for today's seminar, to highlight its significance, and to extend a gracious welcome to all gathered here, I now invite Dr. Gerald De Silva, the convener of this seminar, to deliver the welcome address.
A very good morning to everyone gathered here. A warm welcome to the warm city of Mangalore. I am very happy and delighted to be on this dais today because we are going to address varied issues related to climate change and also environmental destruction. There is a big question in front of us to ponder. I think we have a learned participants in front of us, audience. This question is for you. Who is responsible for climate change? Any answers? Madam Smita says we. I accept because human activities have adversely affected environment, and because of that we find climate change. And human activities like use of fossil fuel, deforestation, and agriculture, these activities release heat in the atmosphere, and that causes into global warming. And global warming in turn causes rising sea level, melting of glaciers, carbon footprints, greenhouse effect, and so on. So we have chosen this topic: climate literacy, environmental governance, empowering the next generation. As academicians, we think that our students' community should be educated on this big issue. I feel the Gen millennia has failed to educate the Gen Z. Now it's the responsibility of Gen Z to educate Gen Alpha so that our future will be a happy one, and we see that we live in a happy planet. My task is to welcome all the dignitaries on the days and off the days. First, it's my honor to welcome Mr. Vijay Morris, Trustee, Center for Advanced Learning, co-led Amara, the Prakriti-Pragati Initiative, Mangalore. I was going through his biodata and I found he has extensively worked across the world, starting from Gulf of Mexico to Qatar to Iran. And he will be also the keynote addresser soon after this inaugural ceremony. I don't want to go in detail about him because we will be introducing him in detail in the next session. I welcome you, Mr. Vijay Morris, for being here. I request our registrar, Dr. Ronald Nazareth, St. Aloysius deemed to be University, to welcome Mr. Vijay Morris with the sapling. I have privilege to welcome our Vice Chancellor, Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis SJ, a persona personified for his commitment, hard work, and perseverance. I can describe him with many adjectives, but I don't have time, so I definitely mention this. This college has become a university because of his hard work. So I welcome you, Father, to this beautiful occasion. We have Father, Reverend Dr. Melvin S. Pinto, SJ, Secretary, Karnataka Jesuit Higher Education Commission. I think he is there with us since the beginning, since the inception till the execution part, with us as a collaborator. You can see the name mentioned on the digital screen. I welcome you, Father. I request Dr. Rosevira D'Souza, Dean, School of Arts and Humanities, to welcome Dr. Dr. Melvin S. Pinto with the sapling. I also welcome Dr. Ronald Nazareth, Registrar, deemed St. Aloysius deemed to be University, for accepting our invitation and present here. Welcome you, Dr. Ronald Nazareth. I welcome our block director, Dr. Lavina Lobo, for directing us to a right direction throughout the inception till the execution part of this seminar. Welcome you, madam. I welcome Dr. Rosevira D'Souza, Dean, School of Arts and Humanities, for kindly gracing this occasion. Welcome you, madam. I welcome our HOD, Social Work Department, because she's the one who monitored and been helping us to execute this seminar in a right direction. Welcome you, madam. I think students are the pillars of any activity we organize in the department. And we have our student convener, Ms. Nirada Sheen, who is also a great support in the from the inception till the execution part of this seminar. Welcome you, Ms. Nirada. I acknowledge the presence of many resource persons in the audience. I would definitely mention Dr. Smita Egde. When I thought of this particular topic for seminar, first person came to my mind is Dr. Smita Egde. And she has been with me since the beginning to help me to organize this seminar. So welcome you, madam. I would like to welcome the other resource persons present in the auditorium is Ms. Rashika Patikar and Mr. Karthik Punnappa for being here early in the morning. Welcome you, sir and madam. I welcome all the collaborators from Karnataka Jesuit Education Commission for being here. Your help was a great support for us to organize this seminar. Welcome you all. I welcome all the outside participants from different colleges across the country, for even the teachers are present here. Welcome you all. I welcome all the media personnel for giving us wide publicity in all the platforms. Welcome you all. I welcome all my dear students and my dear colleagues and my co-convener, Dr. Roshan Montero, for being there with me all the time, anytime. So welcome you all. Before I wind up, I would like to mention a quote goes like this: "Stitch in time saves 9. Stitch too late is my fate." We have a big warning throughout the world to resist the climate change. And it is not too late. Let us all join together and see that this planet would become a better place to live. Once again, welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your warm and thoughtful words of welcome and for the beautiful highlight of the essence of today's seminar. A warm welcome to you also, sir. Light is the eternal symbol of knowledge, wisdom, and hope. It dispels darkness and ignites the path of truth. To mark the auspicious beginning of this seminar, we shall now proceed with the traditional lighting of the lamp. I request our chief guest, Mr. Vijay Moras, to kindly lead this ceremony. I also invite our Vice Chancellor and all other dignitaries on the dais to join him in lighting the lamp of knowledge. Kindly rise. Kindly be seated. Thank you, esteemed dignitaries, for this meaningful and beautiful start. May this light continue to guide our thoughts and actions throughout the seminar. We now come to one of the most awaited moments of this inaugural program. It is truly an honor to listen to the reflections and insights of our chief guest, Mr. Vijay Moras, a leader deeply committed to education, sustainability, and social progress. With great respect, I invite Mr. Vijay Moras to address the gathering.
Hello. Yeah. So I'm deeply honored to be here today. One is, it's an opportunity that I never dreamt that I would have as an alumni of this college. And it's quite humbling to speak on a topic like this. But also because I'm a firm believer, and as an educator, that true transformation or true change happens through education, and awareness. If you'd ask me what is awareness, it is to observe internally and externally with the knowledge one has, to observe one's actions and thoughts to the perspective of others, and to observe that thought and action through time or through divinity. It's only when we have education and awareness that true change happens. Now, the topic today of our discussions here and the purpose that we are, it is climate literacy and environmental governance. And they're really technical terms. But for me, if you had to put a heart to it, it is asking us two things. How do we choose to live in this world? And what is the future we're going to leave behind? Many years ago, when I saw the movie The Inconvenient Truth, I had believed that the climate change is only going to happen because of the scientists, the governments, and the organization changes. But I've come to understand that now it's through our actions and through our small actions, and it's when it's multiplied by millions, true change will happen. One needs to understand that is in everything that we consume, whether it's the clothes we buy, the food we consume, the petrol we use, the cars we drive, anything we consume or anything we build, we are causing climate change. And in the small actions that we do, that true changes will happen. At a time in my life, I truly believe that right now, that my generation, that is 50 years and older, will not bring on the climate change. And I've now taken that responsibility to educate the next generation. And if I start with the kindergarten now, then I believe that my son, who's in grade 1, by the time he finishes grades 12 and then graduates from a college, he would have the literacy that is needed for this world, which is the climate literacy. And for that, we want our children and our students, you here, to act fearlessly, think creatively, and act boldly so that you build a future where human progression or human prosperity and climate wellness go hand in hand. To the educators out here and to us here, we are the ones that we're sending children to the future. We are the gardeners of the future. And we shouldn't see climate literacy as facts and figures. We shouldn't see it as data points and another subject. We should see it as climate literacy as the lens through which our children will see the future. We believe in digital literacy because it's essential for our children to prosper. We believe in financial literacy. But for the sake of our future and the prosperity of this world, climate literacy is absolutely essential. When we started Amara, one of the things that I've realized that there were many people, many researchers out there, many people in the city too, that knew more about climate change than I did or our team did. But I've realized that it's not in the knowing, but it's in the doing that things change. So when we started planting with Amara, we believed that change has begun. When we started building our buildings differently, we've known that the change is accelerated. And now that when we're educating and inspiring the next generation, we know that change is multiplying. We might think we are powerless. You might think we are powerless. But we are powerful beyond measure when we act collectively. We collectively have to act, to live responsibly, to think deeply, and to act furiously for a future that we deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those enlightening and thought-provoking words. Your perspectives have not only inspired us, but also challenged us to reflect more deeply on our responsibilities towards climate literacy and governance.
Ladies and gentlemen, this seminar also coincides with a historic milestone, the 25th year of inception of the Postgraduate Department of Social Work at St. Aloysius deemed to be University. This is a moment of pride, a testimony to the vision of our founders, the hard work of our faculty, and the commitment of our students across the years. May I now invite our head of the department, Dr. Shweta Raskina, to take over.
Respected dignitaries on the days, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students, I am delighted to announce the inauguration of the Silver Jubilee celebrations commemorating 25 glorious years of Department of Social Work in this esteemed institution, St. Aloysius, deemed to be university. It was in 2001 that the then management, with great vision, established the MSW program, recognizing the Department of Social Work as the true face of the institution. Since its inception, 23 batches of students have graduated from the Department of Social Work, carrying forward the ethos of Jesuit education. Today, as we inaugurate the Silver Jubilee celebrations, we not only look back with pride, but also reaffirm our vision for the future. To mark this milestone, a series of programs and initiatives will be organized throughout the year. Among them, a key initiative will bring together our staff, students, and stakeholders to work with the migrant students and laborers in Mangalore city. Through this, we aim to promote their physical and emotional well-being while empowering them socially and economically. Our aspiration is to bring meaningful change in the lives of these city makers who contribute so greatly to our community. With this, we now formally inaugurate the Silver Jubilee year-long celebrations. To do this, we have two distinguished persons. The first is our own Dr. Lovina Lobo, who has been with this department since its inception. Though she humbly declined the offer to inaugurate, we insisted because her invaluable contribution to the growth of the department cannot go unrecognized. Through her tireless efforts, she has played a pivotal role in building and strengthening the department. Secondly, we are honored to have with us a distinguished alumna from the very first batch of 2001, Ms. Purnima Shetty. She is seated here among the audience, who currently serves as the CEO of Navodaya Grama Vikas Charitable Trust and Director, Clear Cloud Technologies Private Limited. She is also the External Counselor, POSH Committee, NABARD. From the time she graduated until today, she has remained deeply connected with the department, always ready to extend her support and services. Warm welcome to you, Ms. Purnima. It is indeed a matter of pride that both the first teacher and the first student of the department continue to remain actively engaged even after 25 years. Therefore, we felt it is most appropriate that they join our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis SJ, in inaugurating this, whose constant encouragement and support have inspired the department to reach greater heights. I now request our Vice Chancellor and Dr. Lovina Lobo, along with Ms. Purnima, to inaugurate the Silver Jubilee celebrations of the MSW department by unveiling the board there. I request the dignitaries to join the guests.
I request everyone to rise as we mark the beginning of the Silver Jubilee celebrations of the Department of Social Work.
our Vice Chancellor, Honorable Reverend Dr. Pravin Martis S.J., whose leadership has always been a beacon of growth, innovation, and integrity for our university. May I now take the privilege to invite our Vice Chancellor to address the gathering.
Respected Mr. Vijay Morris, the trustees CFAL, and also the chief guest of today's seminar, Reverend Dr. Melvin S. Pinto, the Secretary, Karnataka Jesuit Higher Education Commission, Dr. Ronald Nazareth, the Registrar, Dr. Luvina Lobo, the Director of the Mafe Block, Dr. Rose Veera, the Dean of School of Arts and Humanities, Dr. Shweta Raskina, the HOD of MSW Department, Mr. Gerald, Dr. Gerald De Silva, the convener, and Ms. Nirada, the student convener, the dignitaries of the days, and my dear participants. It is a great honor and privilege to be there on the 25th Jubilee year of MSW Department. So I would like to congratulate the department for making great strides over the years and getting better and better and taking our very important ethos of St. Aloysius forward as becoming the face of the institution. Shall we give them a huge round of applause? I'm very happy to see that two of them are there with us from the beginning. Our professor here, Dr. Luvina Lobo, along with the student, Ms. Purnima Shetty. I would like to congratulate you. I'm sure you will bring all those passed out students together for this wonderful Jubilee year and make it a great event to celebrate at St. Aloysius. Today's topic is about climate literacy and environmental governance, empowering the next generation. You would be wondering why the social work department is organizing this. Maybe somebody would think that the science department should have been suitable to organize this. But there is some reason for sure. Whatever that we do actually affects the humanity, and social work department is very close to that. Today, though we are talking about environment, it is closely related to social justice and social equity. I think that is one of the reasons why the social work department is really organizing this seminar, and there is a very good meaning to celebrate that. Generally, we tend to forget that, when you talk about environment, is only related to science and others. It is not true. When we go deeper and deeper, our whole society has got various disciplines. Today, we work in interdisciplinary way to understand more about the climate change and why things are happening the way it is happening today. It's all about the neglect from our side and also ignoring the alarm bells. Though they have been ringing from long time, even now, people are not even becoming aware of it, not even taking it seriously. Of course, there is also a climate change scientific group also which is against certain ways. It's a divided house. There are great scientists who don't even think that it is necessary because they are thinking in billion years' time, and Earth is there for almost about 4.5 billion years, and this is bound to happen, and they say this is not a great thing. There's a good group of scientists who believe in that and they don't care for it. But then we are here who really care for the common home in a different way because this adds value, which is a fact, but the other scientists don't believe. There is a good group of scientists who truly believe that this is very important to really study and we need to become aware of it. We all join this group of scientists who are really working towards it. I think we should work towards it, not to neglect the way things are happening. I would say, first of all, to begin with, climate literacy, and we need to strongly go for climate advocacy. I think that is required. Though people know much about climate literacy today, the advocacy is that we really get into action. Many of us are not getting into action, knowing that it is somebody's problem, it won't affect us. Though it is affecting us on a daily basis, we are not ready to implement it, ready to get down to action. I think it's a serious call for us to get down to action. We are a Jesuit institution. Recently, all the higher education institutions all over the world, we met in Latin America, in Colombia, in Bogota. One of the important themes was environmental justice. And I was also one of the panelists there in that program. And this came up very strongly, that we are supposed to do a lot of work towards it as Jesuit institutions, and also see that all of us get down to work. And we also have universal apostolic preferences as Jesuits, in that one of the important themes that we have mentioned is care for the common home. As the whole societal goal for us is, how do you really care for the common home? I think that is very, very important for us to think about the next generation of students. We ourselves are already suffering. We already know what is happening to us. And now, if we don't take action, things will be bad, not only for us, even for the future generation. So we need to seriously act, urgently act, and immediately. I think that is the need of the hour. I would say we must stop now from the fossil fuels and go down to renewable energy. I think that is very important. How we act on it together, as Mr. Vijay Morris is an active member, and I'm happy that he is here today, also spoke about the individual action, at the same time the collective action. It's all that we need to come together collectively as one humanity and act towards it. Another one is, we are unfortunately into kind of a philosophy which is linear philosophy. So that's the reason also we are degrading the atmosphere, that is linear consumption. We must get down from the linear consumption to the circular economy, the circular system, where how do you really think about using the waste that we produce. Let's say about 60 years ago, the plastic was supposed to be one of the best inventions. But today we understand the problems of that. How do you really circularly work against it and see that we also scientifically and socially move towards this direction? Another one is, we have exploited a lot, losing all the trees, and I'm happy Dr. Smitha is here. She has started a movement here in Mangalore and made us all aware of the number of trees that we have through our Amar program. And this is very much hailed by all of us and all the citizens, but all of us need to get down to action. This is an exploitation that is happening. Now the thing is, how do you restore it? We need to work on the restoration part of it. Truly, each one of us who is present here must act, and to see that how do I restore individually. Now we are talking about AI, but the energy that we are using for this AI, it is huge. The storage capacities that require ACs, and we require AC because of the climate change. You want to take care of those tools we require. Now we are also getting down to the ocean. The deeper oceans we are exploring to store things there. Otherwise, the carbon footprints that continuously increases because of the human activity that is going on in the society. Because we were just beginning of the last century, we were only about 2 billion people in the world. Today we are 8.5 billion. Just in 140 years down the line, we have increased 4 times more the number of population. Basically because of science, because of the fertilizers that the scientists built up, and later on the medicine that is available. Otherwise, our expectancy of a human being from the 2 centuries ago, it was only about 40. Now we live up to 60 as an average age. And that is also has increased. The number of humans is not a problem. The greed of a human is a problem. There is enough and more things. Actually, Mahatma Gandhi ji had said that very clearly. Need is not a problem, even if it is 15 billion people in the world. But the energy that we use, the people who exploit, who are wealthy, who are continuously exploiting for their greed, that is the problem. How do you really collectively challenge them? That's why this department organizing this seminar is very, very significant, because collectively you all come together as a social justice and equity. How do you really challenge these kind of people who exploit for their greed, so that we all live in harmony, peacefully, receiving the oxygen that is required for us, and also continuously energize each other and also enlighten one another. Hopefully this seminar will definitely work towards it. Those are here and also those who write towards it, get down to action immediately, and to see that our institution, our region, our families also work towards it to begin with, and collectively encourage others to work on it, so that globally we all work towards one goal, empowering the next generation. I thank the Department of Social Work for organizing this wonderful seminar today, and also for beginning their 25th year of Jubilee. May this continue to enlighten all of us, and we all celebrate the wonderful achievement of the Masters of Social Work Department. Thank you. God bless you. Bless you all.
Thank you, Father, for your inspiring words and visionary outlook. Your message will continue to guide and inspire our department and this program. As we draw the curtains on this morning's inaugural program, it is only fitting to acknowledge with gratitude the efforts of all those who made it possible. To deliver the vote of thanks, I now invite our student convener, Ms. Nirada Shin.
A very warm good morning to one and all present here, respected dignitaries on and off the dais, teachers, friends, and my dear participants. When I was bestowed the duty of being the convener of this program, I was immensely happy to have been a part of a program that spoke about climate literacy, and that was mainly because of two reasons. One is, does anyone know when Earth Day is? Earth Day. When is Earth Day? Can anyone answer? April? Who said that? Yes. Please give a big round of applause. It's April 22nd, and I remember it because it's my birthday. So that's the first reason why I was extremely happy to have convened a program on climate literacy. And the second reason is that when I was a child, I was always, someone who never threw wrappers out the car windows, something that I always saw the elders do or my friends do. But I never did that. And I always used to pick up waste from the beach. And even my parents who are here, they always used to scold me for that. They're like, don't pick other people's garbage. They always used to scold me that. But while I grew older, I became them. I just followed the herd, and I started throwing wrappers out the car. I threw garbage in the beaches. And this seminar is kind of like a reminder from the Mother Nature herself to say that the inner child in me has to come out and nurture for the environment as it is. And let this be a start to a huge project in protecting the environment. And I'm immensely glad to have been delivering the vote of thanks, because we have so many respected dignitaries on the dais. And on the outset, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our dear chief guest, Mr. Vijay Morris, trustee of CFAL and co-lead of the Amra Initiative, for gracing this occasion and inspiring us with his vision. To show our deep gratitude, I request Reverend Father Praveen Martyrs SG to present a token of gratitude to our guest. I'm deeply grateful to our Vice Chancellor, Reverend Father Praveen Martis SJ, whose leadership and encouragement continuously guide us towards meaningful scholarship. I should make a special mention because if you notice, our institution, St. Aloysius deemed to be university, has a lot of green initiatives. And I cannot think of a better place to hold this seminar than an institute who leads the way, who shows example that we should take care of our environment. And a lot of examples, I think our students know. The bench that is placed there, what is it made of? Recycled plastic. And we have the Alvana. And a lot of green initiatives is taken up by this institution. So I think we should give another round of applause to our Vice Chancellor for making this possible. My sincere thanks to Reverend Father Melvin Pinto SJ, Secretary of the Karnataka Jesuit Higher Education Commission, for his presence and blessings. Thank you, sir, for being here. And we are also honored by the presence of Dr. Ronald Nazareth, Registrar of St. Aloysius, deemed to be university. Thank you so much, sir, for your presence. We also have Dr. Lovina Lobo, Director of Mafe Block, who have always supported academic endeavors like this. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your efforts, for your cooperation and your support. A special note of appreciation to Dr. Rose Vera D'Souza, Dean of the School of Arts and Humanities, whose guidance makes initiatives like Samprathi possible. Thank you so much, ma'am. I also extend a warm thanks to Dr. Shweta Ruskina, Head of the Department of Social Work, under whose mentorship this seminar found its shape and strength. Thank you so much, ma'am. I must thank our staff convener, Dr. Gerald De Silva, along with Dr. Roshan Montero, for steering us through this entire seminar with patience and direction. I must make a special note because in spite of his health ailments, I cannot tell because he's not such an unhealthy person, but he has his eye issues, and in spite of all the hurdles, both of them has made a huge success and made this possible and inspiring us MSW students and students from across various disciplines and showing us an example that no matter how physically unwell you are, no matter how many problems you face, you will make it happen. So thank you so much for making this possible, Dr. Gerald De Silva and Dr. Roshan Montero. I must also thank my co-convener, Dennis Martin, who has been the biggest support because I usually, run around for a lot of things and he has been working behind the screens. I really want his presence because it's a teamwork. In the end, it's a teamwork. So please, Dennis, thank you so much. Last but not the least, my friends and dear participants, thank you so much for being here with us. I can assure you that you will have an enlightening session and I'm looking forward to it. So please, make the most use of it, and I hope you gain some knowledge, some insight onto climate literacy and environmental governance. And with that note, I thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Nirada, for diligently acknowledging all the contributions with gratitude. With this, we formally conclude the inaugural program of SAMPRATHI-2025. On behalf of the organizers, I thank all our dignitaries for gracing the occasion and the participants for their active engagement. But the journey has only just begun.